All right, so welcome back from the quick break. We've been having conversation with the man, Reverend Francis Afote Odai Jr., Rev J, on Resurrection Praise 2026. That is coming off on Saturday, the 4th of April, 2026, 5 p.m. The Church Auditorium, Maranatha Power Ministries International, behind the Lekma Polyclinic. Nungwa Adogon. That is a place to be. And I want you to be there because your life will not be the same. It's not time for us to turn our attention to look at issues that pertain. So you could see I've been joined by two able young men who has joined myself and my co-host Bernard Agbamo Aduji. And those are young men from the La Dade Kotopon.
No, Lejukuku.
You are from Lejukuku, and he's from La Dade Kotopon, joining us, communicators for the various, the two main political parties, the NDC, the NPP, sitting next by, they're sitting, one is on the left of Bernard. The one on the left is from La Dade Kotopon, and he speaks for the National Democratic Congress, the NDC. The one seated just on the left, right by me, is from Lejukuku constituency. Good morning, sirs.
Good morning,
and
sir.
Interestingly, they are all in glasses. Bernard, you need to also start getting your glasses. Now you begin to be the odd person in our midst this morning. I mean, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to get your glasses tomorrow too?
For now, I think I want to. Yeah, but I've been advised to get something because of the longer stay of my eyes to the screens. So I'm thinking I just don't want to get used to it. Yeah, probably I'll become, without it I can't function.
Oh no, you should be able to function without it. So helping us to have this conversation is Joseph Tete. Everybody calls him Joe T. A youth activist and also a communication team member of the Dade Kotopon NDC, and also the man called Kwabena Ayensu. Kwabena Ayensu, MPP communications team member, Lejukuku constituency. Also, Joe, we're looking at the NDC's economic policies. Is he a recipe for the youth unemployment? What is it? But that is a good topic, right?
Yes, very important question. Very important topic. You know, the youth make up the majority of this country. In fact, not just this country, the entire of African continent. Right? We are a youthful population. That is why, you know, a lot of people agree that the future of the world is Africa, because we don't only have the resources, but in fact, in terms of the human capital, in terms of the population, we do have it. And one thing that has become a problem that every government is trying to solve is the issue of youth unemployment. And you can see that successive governments have tried to tailor some policies to address the issue of youth unemployment. And I'll always make reference to the number of people who applied to join the security forces.
Military.
Right, the military. It gives an indication that a lot of people need jobs to do to survive. And I always argue that all the people who applied don't want to. If you allow them, if they had other choices, they wouldn't want to join the opportunities. They want to just find something to do to keep body and soul together. So the issue of youth unemployment is very serious, and I am happy that young men are here to talk about it and what the government's policy has been to address youth unemployment, and if in 1 year and 4 months in office we have seen some results, positive results from those policies. So yes, it is. Youth unemployment in our part of the world can never be untimely, because it is something that is, it's an existential threat. So it is, at any time you want to discuss it, it makes sense. Yes,
it's something that needs a lot of patience to look at it, because it's something that is eating us. If we look at the statistics that is coming up, and if you look at even here the grassroots from anytime any of the parties are in power, just imagine.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of thousands of graduates coming up, but we have only hundreds of opportunities. So that also tells a story. Let me start with you from the NPP, because you're in opposition. We're looking at the NDC's economic policy, a recipe for youth unemployment. Can you point to specifics? I mean, NDC policies that you believe have directly contributed to the rising youth unemployment in Ghana, and how would the NPP alternative policies address these issues going forward? NDC has been in power for 16. Okay, we are on the 7th of April. Will be 16 months, so 15 and still counting. What alternatives or what policies you think your government should have done that they didn't do? Because I've always hit your government for not being able to implement the 1D1F.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr.
You're welcome.
El Samuel. I would like to use this opportunity.
Just call me L. Let's go. Call me L.
That's fine. So, L, let me use this opportunity to greet your cherished viewers at home, and also use this opportunity to greet my able party members from the able incoming President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and coming down to my constituency, which happens to be Lejokuku constituency. I'll use this opportunity to greet our able constituency chairman, Madam, forgot the name. You usually call her chairperson. Yes, Madam Gifty, that's fine. And the able general secretary, Mr. Wisdom Doko, and all party faithfuls within Lejokuku constituency. Mr. L, you asked a very good question. And I think the topic we are discussing this morning should be a national concern to everyone, not only the youth specifically. Now, MPP, which is the party I belong to, we had the opportunity to serve this country for the past 8 years. And prior to the 2024 elections, that's where every political party, together with its presidential candidate, comes out with their manifesto or promises, or let me put it as their social contract with the people. And we are going to look at what the NDC party per se had to tell the Ghanaian youths in terms of job opportunity or creating jobs for the youth. We could all remember one of the flagship, in fact, the most flagship program of this NDC government, led by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, was the 24-hour economy policy. This was a policy whereby they sold to the Ghanaian youth, not only the youth per se, but the Ghanaian populace, like from the children to our mothers to our fathers, whoever was in this country, bought into the idea of this 24-hour economy policy. And what was the basic thing this 24-hour economy policy was all about? Just to create jobs for the youth especially. So they brought a formula whereby they told Ghanaians that this 24-hour economy policy is going to be in a form of formation, whereby they named it 133. What does the 133 mean? They told us that one job is going to be done by 3 people at 3 specific time shifts within the day. The youth bought into this. In fact, the president, who happens to have the mandate now, sold hope. They gave us a message of hope that are going to employ a lot of youth based on this 24-hour economy policy. I quite remember when they were selling this policy, we were critiquing it. We were telling them that a 24-hour economy policy is not a policy that is being run by a government. It comes at its natural course. It's an import something. Once you are doing buying and selling, once the economy is flowing, it comes at its own. Any deliberate attempt to go and implement a 24-hour economy policy. But they didn't listen to us. They went ahead to tell us, in fact, in their manifesto, which I have here, and if you would permit me to read the NDC manifesto, the abridged version of the manifesto, whereby they specifically talked about jobs. And you could see that they have it here. Yes, job creation initiatives. That's at page 27 of the NDC manifesto. They said, 1, the 24-hour economy. What is it about? They said this is a deliberate policy by John Dramani Mahama to encourage and support businesses and public organizations to operate 24/7 in 3 shifts of 8 hours each to boost production, promote productivity, and generate well-paying jobs. The 24-hour economic policy aims to transform Ghana into an import substitution and export-led economy. Like you said earlier, they are in their 2nd year of governance. And what has become of this 24-hour economy policy? When you ask them, they tell the youth that, oh, take your time. We've established an authority. Oh, take your time. DVLA is practicing 24-hour economy. Oh, take your time. Passport Office is establishing 24-hour economy. But specifically, this is not what you told us. You told us that as if you are promising the youth 24-hour economy, meaning most of your is going to happen in the public sector. If I'm wrong, you have authority over the public sector, the ministries, the agencies, the civil, what do you call it, local governance. That is the major part whereby you promise that you are going to put these people into. Just today, the education minister is telling us that they have gotten a clearance for 7,000 recruitment for teachers. But they've forgotten that last year, 2025, this same education minister came to tell Ghanaians that he has gotten clearance for the recruitment of 50,000 teachers and 10,000 non-teaching staff. Up to today, not a single teacher in the year 2025 was being recruited. In this promise, today they've come again to promise us that they are going to take 7,000 people into teaching. You see, we need to hold this government accountable. We need to let them know that the promise that they gave to the Ghanaian youth on this 24-hour economy policy, they have to go by it.
What should be the alternative from your government?
There is no
from the position.
There is no alternative from us. For us, what we were doing, in fact, I remember when the former president, Nana Akufo-Addo, had the opportunity, he sought to close the unemployment gap by bringing in NAPCO. At least these people, the NDC in government now, when they were in opposition, they criticized this NAPCO, telling us that it is just something that is a sham. But people were being employed. People were getting their allowances. People were getting paid.
What is a permanent job, a temporary measure?
Yes. So that's why I'm saying that there was a whole chunk of unemployed graduates in the system. As a government, he felt, or he thought it twice, that no, this is what I can do in the interim to, aside the recruitment that we've been doing in the teaching sector, in the education sector, aside the recruitment we've been doing in the security services sector, aside whatever recruitment we've been doing, I'm going to bring this NAPCO to absorb most of the unemployed graduates, at least to get them something to sustain them. This NDC government, led by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, criticized it, telling us that it's a sham. Today, they are in government. The 24-hour economy, we are criticizing them and they are telling us that we should wait.
What should they be doing now?
They should implement it. That is all what Ghanaians want. You see?
So your party doesn't have any...
We are not going to give them alternative, because what we were doing, they told us that we were not good. In fact, they told Ghanaians that NPP and Nana Akufo-Addo are not doing any better thing for the country. So we should go away. You promised hope. You gave these Ghanaians, you gave the youth hope. They listened to your message. Now what we are doing is to remind you of what you promised them. And even in their same manifesto, when it comes to job, it wasn't there. It wasn't the only thing they promised under job. So the 24-hour economy, separate, Mahama is the hope, has become hopeless. You see, and when we are criticizing them, they always try to come to us and be like, oh, during our time, we weren't able to do this, we did this.
What should be the way forward? We're looking at solutions.
Yes.
As to what we should do to get our young people jobs.
Okay, so they are in government now. NPP, you are in opposition.
Well, my question was to ask for an alternative from your party as well.
My alternative that I'm going to give is that they should go by what they said. I don't have an alternative, because what I was doing. No, I'm not going to give you an alternative now. You have the point. Even if I give you an alternative, what is the probability that, or what is the sense in it that they are going to even listen to what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because in opposition, this is a social contract they signed with the people. Aside the 24-hour economy, they told our mothers that they are going to establish a women's development bank. It is here. Number 2, women's development bank. Number 3, national apprenticeship program. Number 4, Ejumara program.
But they're doing, they've implemented the Ejumara.
So if they've implemented it, then I don't think there's even a reason for us to even cry for more jobs. Let's go to the security sector that they are boasting of. Security sector, every government, when it comes, it is its mandate to employ people in the security service centers. But here is the case because of the settings of this government, whereby they are shifting their focus to their promise that they made to the youth of this country. Just yesterday, or I think 3 days ago, the minister in charge of communication was being held accountable by this same youth that he promised. He gave them hope in terms of LGBTQ. We've seen nothing. In terms of their Women's Development Bank, we've seen nothing. Even the farming or the agricultural sector, whereby we've done cocoa. Ghana is known to be a cocoa-driven country. Most of the people in the deprived communities were being funded or gotten this kind of scholarship from this cocoa industry. When they were in opposition, what did they tell Ghanaians on this cocoa issue? They told us that the government of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and MPP are liars because we don't want Ghanaians better things for our cocoa farmers. Instead of giving them 8,000 Ghana cedis, we were giving them 3,000.
6,000.
No, most of them were on campaign platform. Maybe the one who said 8,000, he didn't watch. But I watched someone telling them that Akufo-Addo, we deserve, and landing on that. They told us that we deserve 8,000. When they came into government,
6,000.
No, okay, let's go by 6,000. That's times 2. It's a promise. You signed a contract with them. It is in their minds. It is in the minds of the youth, the children of these cocoa farmers. When you came into government, you knew in opposition that cocoa prices are being determined by international markets. You didn't say it because you wanted power. Now you got the opportunity to come and serve. You are giving these cocoa farmers 2,500. And when they ask you that, what you told us that you are giving us is that you are not giving us. Today, most of the cocoa sector, the farming, most of them are even cutting down their trees and their cocoa farms to do galamsey. What motivation is in this for the youth to even go into that as a job? What motivation
is this for the from the man from Lajakuku? Let me go to that Ladade Kotopo. Let me join. He loves to be called Joe T. Joe, your government.
Today, Joe T will answer that. His uncle is Honorable Joe.
Joe T, let me find out this from you. Your government has implemented various economic policies, and how do you respond to the criticism that these policies have led to increase in youth unemployment in the country?
Thank you so much. Thank you for this.
And I'll look at it from as a youth activist as well. So, now you're speaking as a communicator.
Definitely. Yes, thank you so much. And good morning to your cherished viewers. And first of all, we need to admit that youth unemployment, it's important to understand that youth unemployment in Ghana is a structure and a long-standing issue. In fact, it did not start with the NDC and it will not be solved overnight by any single government. What matters is which party has a clear forward-looking strategy. And it is so clear that the NDC does, because you keep asking my brother and you keep saying they don't have any authority. So today we are here to actually give them the option or the best route. We believe that when we all go, which we all, it is evidence. So it's so clear to us that we can all see and witness the good work that or the interventions that this current government is bringing on board. And you also need to also admit that yes, NDC recognizes that unemployment is not just about the absence of jobs, but then it's a mismatch between skills and opportunity. And that is why today, like the 1 million coders program, which my brother could not even attest to because he failed to accept the fact that it has created a lot of impact. As I'm talking to you now, we have out of the 1 million jobs, it's a four-year term. It's a long-term plan. So with this 1 million coders program, the expansion of it is to make sure that every year we're able to recruit the youth and to train them, to give them the skills that they need. Recently, I was listening to you, and you were mentioning about the government putting policies and ideas together to match the current dispensation in the area of digitalization, in the area of human capital, and which clearly NEC is doing that. So it shows that even the NDC does not have any position, or they don't have any idea whatsoever to solve the plight of this country. And all that we are saying and we are telling the youth is, this is a long-term plan. Yes, they understand that you want a fast track program, or a program that will come hastily. But then he spoke about the NAPCO program today. Where's the NAPCO program? How many people have been enrolled in the NAPCO program? Recently, 2024, ex-Vice President Bamia was saying that they've employed over 15,000, 14,000 people who, out of the 34,000 who were adopted in the NAPCO program, 14,000 have been employed, which there's no evidence or facts to prove to that. But all that we are saying is that NDC have a lot of flashy programs. And first of all, because he made mention of the 24-hour economy, I just want to educate him a bit of what the main purpose or the soul of this flagship program. First of all, this NDC 24-hour policy aims to, one, extend business hours, increase productivity, and then also to create jobs across sectors. Now, with this 24-hour economy, the policy is bold and very practical solution to job creation. By one, encouraging businesses to operate in shifts across sectors, as he said, 133, such as, and in fact, 24-hour economy has an aim and has a purpose. The aim is to, one, we are focusing on the manufacturing, the agro-processing, healthcare, and logistics. In fact, this policy expands productivity and naturally creates more employable opportunities. 2 days ago, the NPA has signed on to the 24-hour economy. So clearly, this shows that there are ongoing transformations. If you look at the farming and the agriculture sector, just last week, yes, His Excellency Gentleman Mama traveled to one of the agri spaces to also open it up for 24-hour economy. So clearly, you could see that we are going, or we started working on this 24-hour, and this 24-hour economy is a framework. We keep telling these people that 24-hour economy is a framework. So this framework is to expand businesses to enroll on. And then now, when they enroll on it, we give them initiatives in the area of tax, in the area of electricity, basic needs that can help them to run this economy. And we all agree that most of our public sector, or let me say, our government sector, is run by the informal sector, which is a fact.
What option? I mean, what would your government do? Since we know that we've always said this, both parties always that the private sector is the backbone, the engine of growth. What is your outfit, your party doing about this?
Yes, so this 24-hour economy is rather enabling the private sector to grow and absorb more labor, so that at least they can get more opportunity to work within so that the youth can get jobs. Because as it stands now, our wage bill, just the government wage bill, I mean, that last year was around 72 billion. That's a lot. So what we are doing, this 24-hour economy is to expand, to bring in more private sector. So
it's not the public sector employment, but looking at the private sector.
Yes, so that at least they can have the opportunity to be enrolled on. So this 24-hour economy, it is not a public sector, but then we are also trying to, in another length, expanding it so that the private sector could also have the opportunity to function. Because during this NPP government, we saw how they crumpled a lot of private sectors within their DDEFP, and then the nuisance taxes that they brought on this private sector that they made them function. They had to flee and move back to their countries. So it is clear that what this 24-hour economy that the NDC is bringing on board is to bring in the private sector. Secondly, we also have the Jumawa program. And now this Jumawa program, as I'm talking to you about, the budget for it, that was 110 million cedis to operationalize the Jumawa program this year. And the program seeks to create, mentor and support at least 10,000 business each year, targeting young Ghanaians between the ages of 18 and 35. I beg your pardon. So this one already started, and currently, just last month, the Jumawa program already announced the release of monies. In fact, just 3 days ago, Excellency Ndc'S Mama was in Tamale, where he awarded one of the Jumawa beneficiaries the capital to be able to start his project or his program. Now, we also have the Jumawa program, and then we have the apprenticeship program that is done by the National Authority, and it's the current deputy organizer, Osman, is doing so well by making sure that all the district assembly, we have every district in all the MMDCs and LMCCs have an office where it runs the apprenticeship program, where each and every individual who is interested with these hands-on skills have the opportunity, the vocational skills, that opportunity they are provided with all the tools and the equipment that they need to be able to start working. So clearly, you could see that we have flagship programs with a long-term plan. One is the 1 million youth coders program. Then we have the Jumara program and then the apprenticeship program. Now, what can we say of the MPP? Absolutely nothing. They keep mentioning NAPCO, and we can. And in fact, even mention the women's part. One thing he doesn't know, that one issue we have in our country, which we all can agree to, is structure and problems. Now, when every government that comes in, now what NDC have realized, and we are doing better, is that we are trying to put the structures together and to make sure that every Ghanaian will be able to function. If we go to Ethiopia today, they have the system and the structures that is already in place. Now the NDC is putting those structures. So even if we leave government and the next government that takes over, or even if it's John Mahama and the next flag bearer of the NDC comes and take over, the structures are already there. Today, if we go to NYA, the apprenticeship program has come to stay. If we go to me, the Juniors program has come to stay. The 24-hour economy, because of this bill and this framework, has come to stay. So clearly, these are the projects that we believe. And in fact, Ghanaians are testing.
How long is it going to take to see that you've been employed in all the sectors that the percentages will be lowered?
Yes. So this is it. So that is why with this program, it's a 4-year term program.
Okay.
Now, every year, what this government seeks to do is we are adopting 10,000 students. So let's say this year alone, the Ejuma program, they are absorbing 10,000 and businesses so that they'll be able to help them to expand.
So more or less growing Ghanaian owner and millionaires.
Yes. So we are growing them and then we are monitoring them. So that is the structure that the NDC is putting in.
Well, let me go to my co-host. He's been my advocate in the midst of other two people. Bernard, what do you think is the most pressing economic issue faces Ghana's youth today, and what do you want to see from both parties in terms of solutions? Because I'm looking at solutions. How do we solve this unemployment problems?
Thank you. And I've been listening to the two. It's always exciting listening to them.
And when you listen to two young men, right?
Yes, and I'm happy that they are young men, going at each other. And I'll always say that if we want to tackle unemployment, we need to depoliticize it. Otherwise, the politicians will ride on our politicization of the issue to their own political advantage. Like my brother was saying, the NDC championed a lot of issues, unemployment. When they come, they will do this, they will do that, and then they had power. I remember quite very well. In 2016, the NPP did the same. Oh, when we come, we'll create jobs. You remember one district, one factory. There will be jobs in your district. You wouldn't have to come to Accra. Ghanaians voted for the NPP. We all saw the results. In fact, my brother made reference to NAPCO. If I understood Dr. Baumia clearly, NAPCO was just like an interim program. So once you enroll on it,
is it a temporary
thing. If there is a vacancy somewhere, the NAPCO trainees, they were even called trainees, which means they were being trained for jobs. So whenever there was a vacancy somewhere, the trainees would be the first point of call. Absolutely. But we all realized what became the outcome, where the program was, let me just say, suspended because the trainees were not paid. They had worked a number of years. They were not being employed into any serious employment, and so they didn't know the future, what the future for them was. So most of them left. Even still, I know some trainees are still owed arrears. So that is the effects of politicization of unemployment. Let me give you something that happened very recently. Francis Xavier Sosu, the MP for Medina, made some remarks recently, and he trended. I mean, he's still trending. When he said that the youth should not sit on Twitter and be talking plenty, but they should create something. They should do Indomie business, and the youth were not happy. Why? Because if not for him, his party promised Ghanaians that when they come, they will give them jobs. You know, and so why would you say this? And now that you are in power, now that you have what it takes to do something, you are telling us to go and sell Indomie. That is also one of the effects of the politicization of unemployment, the topic of unemployment. But one thing must be made clear, that no government can employ all the youth into the government sector. My brother made reference to the wage bill. The finance minister said about 2 weeks ago that 44% of our revenue goes into remuneration.
And they have to even go and borrow 17 billion.
You know, to pay workers. So, in fact, if the NDC promised that they were going to, as my brother said, that they were going to employ the youth into government sector, outrightly, we should have argued that that was not possible because the wage bill is already bloated. So how are you going to employ people into a space that is non-existent? Yes, we can talk about passport office because of the demand there. We can talk about NIA office. Where else? How many other institutions are so busy that they will need extra workers? You have been talking about the fact that when the cocoa issue came on board, you spoke about the number of employees Cocoa Board has. Some of them are redundant. But because, we just want to fix somebody somewhere, people are there. So our ministries, and there are a lot of people at places, and they are not doing any better work.
And
they are collecting salary. So the government sector has no space. Look at the number of people who apply to join security services. But there are no spaces. It comes to buttress the point that the state institutions cannot absorb the teeming youth. So then, what government can do, and that is where they need to depoliticize the issue, is to create the enabling environment for the private sector to thrive. Well, how do you do that? You are looking at taxes. If you can scrap taxes on startups, right? I know what's the name? The free zones, where businesses come here and they are giving tax incentive, tax holidays to operate so that they can employ Ghanaian youth. Can we give tax holidays to startups, to SMEs, so that they will become established? We are removing the bureaucracy, the long bureaucracy in trying to register businesses and all of that. Anything that is a hindrance to starting a business should be taken away, so that people who have little capital, they feel like they can start something, can do so, receive the government support.
And I believe that there should be some guidance, and then there should be some mentoring, there should be some, steps that people will have to follow as a structure.
Absolutely.
When you give the young man money today,
he may not be able to
leave him on his own.
Yeah.
Going to mess up.
Yeah, he may not be able to. So they need mentoring.
I always feel that we should move away from giving money, but guarantee source for funding for them and guarantee, and make sure we put the people. I've been one person who advocates against the collapsing of the banks.
Yeah,
we should have put people. We should have put people in there to work
systems
with them,
there
to be able to sanitize the system.
Correct.
And then hand it over instead of closing them and people losing jobs.
Yeah, so the government sector alone is not. Look,
government is employing only 6%.
Look at the number of. I've always been talking about the number of nurses who are home, the number of teachers who are home, right? How many government hospitals do we have? Yes, I know the existing ones need nurses, but how many can they employ all the unemployed nurses at home? The answer is no. So this is where government policy comes inside. Can we support people? Presbyterians have hospitals, other churches, faith-based organizations, Catholics have hospitals. Can we partner them to, increase their operations, enlarge their hospitals to employ nurses? If we are encouraging people to build hospitals, Denyaho and Co, can we partner them? Can we give them some help to increase their facilities so that they can employ, more nurses? What can the state? Because our public hospitals cannot employ all of them. So what is the state's policy as far as nursing employment or other health, allied health workers, what have you, even medical staff themselves, the physicians themselves? So what is government policy in terms of employing such people? 7,000 teachers have been employed, but you and I know that the number of unemployed teachers who are home currently is more than 7,000. 2024, 2025, they are all home.
Now 2026 is coming to add.
They are coming to add. They are all home. We are employing only 7,000. So what is the way forward for the other ones who are home?
So this is where there should be policies in place that will create a enabling environment for the private sectors, pushing them, support them. For me, I'll always go for the guarantee fund. So just like we did for the University of Ghana to get a medical center, government guarantee, then the inflows came in. The design was done in case the university can't pay the money, the government will step in and pay.
Correct.
These are the things we should be looking at. So we can support and then we can employ more people to go in there.
You know, the bank, I think it is Bank of Ghana, built a hospital.
Yeah.
That is,
I mean, there's a guarantee.
Absolutely. It's not completely for government, but that is government support somewhere. So can we look
guarantee at, and then the fund, the donors can, I mean, the funding companies can release money. So we are assured that this money we are releasing will be paid back.
Will be paid back. And let me probably end on this note. Another reason why we should depoliticize employment. In 2016, President Mahama gave a justification for scrapping nursing and teacher training allowances, and it made absolute sense to me. At the time, the NPP rolled on it to come to power. Fair enough, the politicians will always do that. But it made sense to me that if I am in school, I am receiving allowance, I'll come home and then be unemployed. Vis-a-vis, I will not receive any allowance, but the government will use those monies that would have been given to me as allowance to increase infrastructure in existing hospitals, to build more hospitals, so that when I come out of school, I'll be employed. Which of them will I prefer? I would have preferred that the government will not give me allowance, but channel those monies to increasing infrastructure in existing facilities, build more facilities, so that when I come out of school, I'll get a place to work. But the political parties wrote on that. NPP say, hey, you remember Akufo-Addo visited one, nursing training. Come and see joy, because he said that when I come, I'll restore the allowances. Meanwhile, both political parties know that this is a good policy. John Mahama also said that when we can, we'll restore the allowances. So now we are paying the allowances, even though it's not regular, but we have instituted the allowances, and that is why we have a lot of them sitting at home. What about if we take the allowances off and channel those monies to increasing infrastructure, channel them to building new infrastructure? We are talking about exporting human resources. Does government have a policy? If we are saying that there are countries in the Caribbean that need our health workers, is there a policy to make sure that we are doing it right? That is also a means of reducing the rate of unemployment. So I think government policy is key. But then, we as young people, my friend was telling, when he appeared on the show the other time, he made it clear that we also need to re-examine our mindset. A lot of us, Yanko school, yeah, bad. That is why a lot of us are angry about Francis Xavier Sosu. But if you go to an Indomie joint, one that does it better, does it well, ask the person how much they earn. Ask yourself how much you earn in a month, and you realize that the person is making twice as much as you are earning. And that is somebody who is working for themselves. But we are in 8 to 5 jobs, we are earning meager salary, and we are refusing to be innovative, we are refusing to be creative, and when somebody comes to advise us because of what they said in the past, we get angry at them. But if you will sit back and think critically, I am sure that one of the things that can also help us as young people is starting some kind of business, even if you are not going to do it full time. 2 people, like my 2 friends here, myself, you have a little, I have a little, can we come together and start something like this? See guidance from L as to how to go about it. We establish something, we employ. That is a way of also employing other people.
There's a guy in gestation here who does Kilowele. He even have a PR.
Okay.
I interviewed them some time back.
Kilowele.
Yeah,
people are buying.
Yeah, people are buying.
He won't go and cry for jobs.
Deliveries as well.
Yeah.
And they've added geysers and stuff.
Yeah. You see, that is what the education will do for us. Maybe the old woman who used to do the kelewele may not be able to garnish it and add all these things.
He has a person who does the garnishing and everything.
Can I come in now?
No, you can come in. I just want him to learn. I just want him to learn. When he has 1 minute.
But if we go to school, we can bring some creativity and innovation. The same thing now, we just polish it kakra. That's the woman who a master's degree holder. Searched for jobs for so many years, she didn't get. She ended up doing Hausa Cocoa. Today she said Bank of Ghana Kronko. She's doing Hausa Cocoa and she's thriving.
She's doing cocoa.
Yeah, another one went to Gobe. Her mother used to sell Gobe. Only yourself could pay Juma. After roaming for several years, no new Juma. No. Just a little innovation she brought to her mother's business. The business is now thriving and they have employed people working for them. So let's look beyond the government office. It's nice to look white, but also white color there come the war.
0537158638. Let me come to you, Ayensu. Ayensu, you got 3 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Let me wrap it up with a lot of things my brother put out.
That's Joe T.
Yes, Joe T put out.
Joseph
See,
Tete.
he had it wrong. We all here are having the discussion wrong. Who has the government now? Who has been given the power? Who is being paid? Who has been given all our resources to manage this country? Let's not shift away. Let's not go and bring in NPP and everything. All our basis and our focus should be on this government. But we are getting it wrong. We said Akufo-Addo was bad. He shouldn't even come into the discussion because he is old. We voted him out. You sowed hope for us. When he gave him the opportunity to tell us what they are doing in terms of job creation, even his own 24-hour economy was even struggling to explain it. Tell us, do what you promised us you are going to do. That should be the focus. And my brother also, there's some kind of miscommunication or kind of this thing going out there. Now let me quote on NAPCO.
You can react.
Yes, on NAPCO. Now he's saying that he doesn't know the end product of NAPCO or whatever. I just even chipped in NAPCO because of the alternative you asked them. But even as I said, when we brought NAPCO, they said it is bad. This is GBC. They said, and I read, 11,000 NAPCO trainees gain permanent employment. This is it. Even if it was so bad, it was able to absorb 11,000 people as employment. We are all focusing on the private sector, but we forgot that the one who has been given the mandate to rule this country told us, promised us 24-hour economy, 1 job, 3 shifts, 3 people. That is what we should focus them on. We should ask them and scrutinize them on. For MPP, we were bad. We are gone. We are also echoing the cries of the ordinary Ghanaian and the youth. My brother was saying something about Indomie. You know why the Medina MP, Honorable Francis Xavier Sosu, is being scrutinized today and being held accountable? He said in opposition, that same man stood on platform, promised the youth jobs, that when we vote for X, when you waste your time and go and vote for
X. Well, I don't know why he was saying we should depoliticize.
We are not going to depoliticize it. Politics is ubiquitous. Politics is everywhere. If we depoliticize it, who is going to give us the foundation or put out structures and politics?
So let's do the politics by saying, okay, let's support the private sector to employ more, because
when we were in government,
94% of the employment is done.
See, when we were in government, when we brought this, what do you call it, one district, one factory, it was this same private sector who was supporting us. They told us that is not what we said. Today, you are saying that you need the private sector to come and roll out your 24-hour economy. Let's stop all these kind of things. Let's hold them accountable. Where is the Women's Development Bank? The youth are crying for jobs. You said that when you come to power, that is what you said. We should vote for you when you come. 24-hour economy, 1 job, 3 shifts, 3 people. Today, the DVLA that he is making reference to, even them, when it is 5 o'clock, they close. Even then, the 24-hour economy authority, this thing that they established, about 5 then the CEO, Nippon appointing Wapong, the DVLA and other agencies that he would claim that they are running 24-hour economy. Ask yourself, is it 3 shifts being done?
Is it 3 shifts being done? Your 3 minutes up. Let me pick 3 minutes of your time, and then let me go read my few text messages that is coming via WhatsApp and also SMS on the numbers on your screen, 0537158638. Jyoti, 3 minutes.
Thank you so much. In fact, it is so clear that my brother here that there's no sense of direction that we have for Ghana. They keep blaming. They keep blaming, saying we should forget about the private sector, blaming state constitution and all that. In fact, I absolutely agree with my brother here, who made mention that, you see, we need to be entrepreneurship focused, or let me say private sector focused, and depoliticize NPP and NDC. Now, if you look at this 24-hour economy, as we are all mentioning, it's a framework. And you keep saying that DVLA, is it DVLA today? Back then, when NPP was in power, if you are going to print your DVLA, this thing, you see, when you are getting your card, it's the operationalization of it. That runs. So the plan for economy, as I reclaim, it is the operationalization.
But Joti, hold on, I'm coming. Joti, no, hold on. No, hold on.
Please,
I'm coming. It's a conversation we are having. No, I'm not distorting you. You are saying that it's a policy formulation.
No.
But that is not what you are implementing. You said that job. 24-hour economy, all your explanation, the president himself said it, that one job will be,
please, this is not.
No, I just want him to clear that. Usually be putting certain things out.
I was so quiet.
No, but all you are saying is that you are just distracting or you are just deviating from what you are saying.
I'm not deviating.
Speak to the 133, explain to us.
And I made mention that the 24-hour economy is clear.
That
it is about enabling the private sector to grow and absorb.
That is not what he said in the manifesto.
Two. That is one.
Which business have you expanded under 24-hour economy? I just want to know. Just tell us. No, just
business hours.
Which business?
Now, if you go to MPA today, they are extending the passport of business. I'm a beneficiary of this 24-hour passport that is being run.
No, it is being run, but is it under 3 shifts?
If not for 24, I wouldn't have gotten my.
Joti, is it under 3 shifts? That is what Ghanaians are.
Yes, it's under 3 shifts.
That 3 people are doing.
It's operationalization of it. He's just trying to let me stick on one side so that at least my account. This is a strategy, understand? These are the things that people that.
No.
The 24-hour economy, in as much as it's a framework, what we are saying is that it is the operationalization of the 24-hour that we are saying. You can't tell me that CEO should sit at the office for 24 hours doing that.
No, at 3 shifts. So we should have gotten 3 CEOs by now.
What's the focus? The focus here for this 24-hour economy that is even made mention of is that now we are saying that we are operating. So you see, the business to operate. As you read, you didn't read everything in the.
So read. So you read.
You see, so read. Operate in sheet across sectors such as manufacturing. Manufacturing is not operationalized.
Where?
Now we also get agro is not operationalized.
Where?
And then we're having healthcare and logistics, it's not operationalized. So if you are saying we are doing 24-hour economy, what are you talking about?
Joti, what are you saying?
In fact, I also want to react to what he said. You see, this MPP, they clearly have nothing.
No, you don't have any problem with MPP. You have a problem and explanation to Ghanaians.
Today. That is
Ghanaians are asking questions.
The NAPCO that is talking about. Please, I have evidence to prove. This 24 the NAPCO that he.
NAPCO is gone. Talk about the 24-hour economy. See, we are shifting from the norm. We are talking about your policies. No. We are talking about your policies. Joti, we are talking about your policies. Don't react to me. I have no power. I don't have any power. Speak to us. Explain to Ghanaians what you are doing for them.
As I'm talking to you for 5 months, he said that they've absorbed 14,000.
But when you tell me you spot NAPCO.
That have been established or have been adopted into the public sector to work. Please, can you tell us? In fact, it's not an
I was there.
NBC has even adopted 14,000. Whereas there are only 5 months of NAPCO training.
Last year.
I alluded to it that those people were not able to be paid.
Joti. You see, this government.
And in fact,
NAPCO is a thing of the past. Don't even bring in NAPCO. What of the 24-hour economy?
Just allow me to finish. You got just 30 seconds left.
Yes, the Jumawa program that the Ndc'S has brought. In fact, we all can attest to.
Who?
And I've proven.
Who has benefited in your constituency?
That over 10,000.
In your constituency. See, even the Koko Kitchen, you can't be
implemented. So young man, let's hold it there. I think your time is up.
Charlie, defending this government is very difficult.
Has nothing to offer.
Defending this government is very difficult.
All right, Joti, just hold it and let me do my few messages.
Joti.
Keep laughing.
Defending this government is very difficult.
Now we NDC, we are being so serious. That is why I'm speaking with so
Today.
In fact, all the things.
Alright, so just hold it. Let me read my messages. Thank you so much. I'll be wrapping up. This one is from Capito. This one is from Capito. Capito says, in fact, JDM NDC has now shown Ghanaians their real character. They are now running away from the LGBTQ plus. 2028 is just near the corner. Position straight. Regards to Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, Honorable Mavis Hawakumsin. This one is from OT. I highly support. Okay, he's talking about football. He supports Otu Ado. And this one is from. He said, please, Mr. OSP, you are no more a lone bird. The government is with you, so go ahead and prosecute those who have evidence of corruption. But we will support every measure to reduce corruption in our sectors. Let me move on to. Okay, so let me move on to. Okay, so I think this one is now typing. Now let me pick some few calls. 053-715-8638. When you call, please do us a favor. Let the volume of your TV set go down. 60 seconds. Get your message, and there we go. And the phone line is activated. Let's roll it out. Got a few more minutes, and then we wrap up today's edition. Hello, good morning.
Fine morning.
60 seconds. AB Yanko.
Mami Jama,
Yeah, Joseph.
NDC. One kind of friend. I mean, I'm not NDC for a year. Almost for that, then I'll tell you that for now, you need our. I know they know if you know who they are. They feel what you know, them out, who are them woman. What's the one? And the one who can't pattern. What you do, the government. What do you think? I'm not a girl. You have taken a half of the work of the woman and to some. I never have talked about that. But now we're going to be here. And that's what I'm saying. I'm talking for her. Every people are only going to become one. That's what we're going to be there. And now, I'm going to disappoint and I have to do because you know when the mouth of do that because you say you are and before I think you know what I know that I do them. I don't know I will come on the people time who live in that time. Now every time I can be on all you will be the cock and your mother on my all my guns are all fine. Now I just said hello every partner. I'm going to bring you. I think you can get you. And then I said, thanks for the same. I will do, and you are the same. I didn't know that.
Abby, but break the ankle.
Not for